I'm to the point in my life where I'd rather watch. That might be a hot take, but I'd rather watch a baseball game than a football game.
Get the
Really?
fuck out of
That's
here.
very hot.
100%.
You're
100%.
sizzling.
Yeah, that's uncalled for take.
Dude, I love.
Saying that
Well,
'cause
dude,
you're just saying that because you're a fucking Lions fan.
no, I'm not. I don't have a fucking
Easy,
football team,
easy
dude.
on it.
I don't even have a team anymore.
Even
I have nothing. The fucking
bought-
Browns, the Lions. What the fuck?
I bought 4 Rams jerseys this year.
Dude,
Did you really?
pardon my take. I forgot
I'm joking.
to record it, but they were talking. This was like, maybe a couple weeks after the Super Bowl. I don't know how. Oh, I know how it got brought up. They do a thing called Guys on Chicks, where girls will write in emails to them, and then they read some of them on the air. And one of them was a wife was a Browns fan, and the husband was a Lions fan, and they were having a baby. And she was asking the Pardon My Take guys, like, what should we do with this kid? And they were like, honestly, just have him like tennis or something. He's like, you cannot bring him into this family like football or something.
Yeah.
He's like, could you imagine being a Browns and a Lions fan? And I was just listening to it, and I was like, oh my god, it's fucking Chris. I was like,
Dude,
they're talking about Chris.
They could name him Ndamukong and Mayfield.
I don't know, man. The fucking Browns have Deshaun Watson now.
Yeah,
And Amari Cooper.
he's not in fucking jail. I was just
Yeah.
kidding. Because there's still
What do you
there's still a
Like-
bunch of stuff with that. Like that is
Yeah.
not over yet.
It's still under investigation.
Well, there's
and,
still like
defen-
22 like civil like lawsuits. Like they
Yeah.
got. I don't know the technical shit about the courts, but I know that he got shrugged off by the courts, but he still has like 21 like
was being sued.
private lawsuits. So it's still a work in progress, I think.
Apparently, it was all like massage parlors and shit.
Yeah, it was
Like, How many different parlors do you got to go
Right.
to be like?
That's
come on.
that's the thing.
Come on.
You ask any NFL player. I was listening to a guy on the radio
They're getting jerked off
when
everywhere.
it happened. No, if you ask an NFL player, they're only gonna have one like their entire career. Like if you ask them like, oh, how many massage therapists have you had? They'll say like 1 or 2 because I got traded to another team or something. But he had like fucking 50, so like it adds up, like the
Yeah.
average
That's weird.
massage therapist for an NFL player is like 2 maybe at the most, and he had like
Yeah.
so many. So it's like obviously something shady was going
Yeah,
on.
he had one in every city for every team that he played.
Yeah.
22. And what did this guy? Did this guy live outside of every army base? Like just massage parlors
Do
everywhere.
you ever see the Nelk Boys when they go get fucking rubbing tugs?
They got rubbing tugs, yeah. And they
Just
document
so
it.
casual. They're in the bus and they're like, "Oh, Steve, how was it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's pretty fucking good." Like,
We going? We going to get a tuggy, boys?
oh my god, that is so funny.
Those Nelk boys really,
Dude,
they really became
yes,
something,
dude,
man.
their story is insane.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
that's-
nuts.
Like
Wow.
their podcast is like destroying right now.
They're like billionaires.
They're
They
getting-
have to
they're
be,
getting-
or at least millionaires.
They literally start a podcast and their first like 10 episodes, they just have like the 10 biggest people on the fucking planet
Yeah,
at
dude.
that time.
The first
It's like,
10. I remember when the first couple came out. I heard like fucking Ocho Cinco on there. And
Ocho
then,
Cinco one was good.
Dude, he had fucking Trump on there.
I
yeah,
know. that's
Trump-
what I was just
Trump-
and they
gonna
took
say.
it down.
they had Trump, fucking Alex Jones, Dana White, Ocho, Dave
The water's turning the fucking
Da-
frogs. Yeah.
Dave Portnoy, Mike Tyson,
We're-
Alexis
boys.
Texas. They had
Oh yeah.
there's like 3 or 4
Mike
others
Tyson.
that are like just
The
eight.
next one was nuts.
Yeah.
Which one?
Dude, the Mike
Mike
Tyson,
Tyson.
Oh
one.
yeah.
Dude, the fucking. Do you guys ever watch Impulsive?
Yeah, a little bit. I see like clips.
I
I
watched-
don't listen to it
I
religiously.
Tyson took like a handful
Oh,
of
I saw that. I
shrooms
saw that.
on
Like,
fucking
yeah.
Impulsive. Just like a fucking like filled his cheeks like a rabbit.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, he is.
That's-
He's a different bird there.
Dude,
then he's
Mike
on
Tyson-
Then he's on a friggin' American Airlines flight, just beating the piss out of
Yeah.
Dude,
That
just
guy's an
fucking
idiot,
whooping.
though. That guy's
Yeah.
an idiot.
Oh, he's
Just
gonna get a paycheck
pounding
though.
him, dude.
He's
I don't
getting
know,
paid
dude.
though. I mean, it didn't look like he started the assault. It looks like Tyson assaulted him first, and that's the
but
whole.
Everybody online was just like, leave Mike alone.
Mhm. That reminds
Mike can
me of,
handle
like,
his own.
that reminds me of my favorite Mike Tyson interview. Was like he's on like this daytime television news show, and he's like, I can't remember, he's like meeting like the mayor of Toronto, or like trying to become like some established person in office, and the guy's like, and Mike, a lot of people give a lot of controversy because you are a convicted rapist. And then
Oh my gosh.
and then blah 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 blah, and then Mike Tyson like answered the question. He goes, yeah, but only a real chicken shit like you would ask a stupid fucking question like that. And the guy's like, hey Mike, we're on public television. You're like, fuck you, pussy. What the fuck you gonna do about it? He's like, okay, Mike.
just listening to Mike Tyson when he talks about, like, there was obviously that infamous like Joe Rogan episode where he said, he's like, what's that called when you like get an erection when you think about hurting somebody? And Joe just looks at him for a solid 30 seconds without saying anything. I was just like,
Dude,
yeah, you're a sociopath.
dude, that's like, that's
But then
almost
there's-
as bad as fucking OJ Smith writing a book about how he would kill his fucking wife if he would have done
OJ
it.
Simpson. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the crazier thing, like listening to Mike Tyson, where they asked him like, "Oh, what's your pre-fight ritual?" He's like, "I cried before every fight," and he's like, "What?" They're like, "What do you mean?" And he's just like, "I cried because I knew the other me was gonna come out," and I was like, "Holy shit!"
There's a
Dude's
fucking
a
monster
psycho.
inside that
Yeah.
guy.
And then the post-fight interview where he's just like, "My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable." He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, "I will eat your children."
He's a poet,
Like,
dude.
it's just like, holy
fucking-
cow.
I'll eat your fucking children. I'll eat Evander Holyfield's ear. Dude, he has his own podcast, Hot Boxing. He had Holyfield on there, and they talked about him biting his fucking ear off.
That's
Really?
funny. Just like
Yeah,
that
I
many
really
years
wanna listen
later,
to
like,
it.
that-
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of old guys talking about how they used to beat the shit out of each other.
Seriously, like they're not enemies anymore. Like
Yeah,
that's cool. That's really cool. Well, that was
that's what.
a hell of an opening riff. Welcome to episode 7 of Failure at its Finest hour. That was actually pretty impressive. I wasn't planning on starting it, but I was like, that was a terrific first 5 minutes.
Yeah, take the money and run sometimes, man.
How you guys been?
Good, man. Good.
I got a worst of the week.
You do
Already?
You do. And
Right off
right off the rip. I want you to.
So yeah, worst of the week. This week we got one apartment that we're turning at work, and I was in there painting like all day, well, all the morning, and I was like, it's like 11:15. I'm probably get close to lunch here. I was like, I'll probably head up to the office and make some lunch. And my supervisor Dom comes in. He's like, I need your help, and he's like sweaty. I was like, and I'm like, yeah. I was like, what's up, dude? Like, why are you freaking out? And he's like, we got a call about this toilet, and I snaked it with our 6-foot snake and our 20-foot snake, and it ain't coming out. And I was like, he's like, I think we're gonna have to take the toilet off. I was like, all right. I was like, whatever. So me, I'm not overly squeamish, but I'm like more squeamish than I probably ever have in my life. And I'm like, God, right before lunch, really? I'm about to go like house like 3 cheeseburgers and I'm about to go like, so anyways, we get in there and we bring the big dog out. We got like a 50-foot motorized,
Holy shit.
like, yeah, the cavalry's coming in. So we haul this huge thing up there.
The Excalibur.
And we jam her down there, and this thing ain't budging loose. So we pull off this toilet, and of course you got to drain the toilet and all this stuff. And we got this big like canvas drop cloth. We pull this thing out, and we're looking down the drain, and I was like, I bet you it's caught up in the actual like toilet, because there's like it's not a P trap, but it's like a S trap inside of every toilet, like housed within the porcelain. So I was like, let's flip this thing over and see what's in there. And so we got gloves on and stuff, and we're like manhandling this thing because the toilet's not very light. We tip it upside down, and lo and behold, the crown jewel of all toilet items is unveiled before my very eyes, and it was literally a 12-ounce Coca-Cola can sized mass, I'll call it, of human fecal matter and baby wipes. And so we're both sweating at this point. I'm like, okay. So I just reach my hand underneath this thing and dislodge it from the toilet. And it's really weird describing all this through on a Zoom call in grave detail, but it adds some heft to it. And so
sorry.
And so anyways, we get this thing out. We're like, that was it. So we stick the 50-foot snake down the drain. Nothing. It was literally just this thing stuck in the bottom of this toilet. And so, yeah.
And then you went to the gas station and got a foot-long Philly cheesesteak sandwich.
Yeah, then we took
the XXL burrito bomb.
Then we took a chemical shower, and then fired off some McDonald's after, and it was hard to keep it down. I'll tell you.
Oh my gosh.
Hey man, don't fucking chew your fingernails.
Yeah, right. we had gloves on, but Dom's the opposite of me. Like if I'm gonna do something nasty, I want to have lunch in me because then I'll lose my appetite if I do it. But he's the opposite. He's like, he told me, if I would have had a full stomach, I would have threw up everywhere.
Gonna lose that shit.
So,
dude, so my mic was muted, but how much did the fucker weigh? Do you was it 3 pounds or
no?
Did it feel like
I mean, oddly enough, as dense as it was about the weight of a full can of soda.
Oh my god, that's hefty.
And Dom,
God, I'm a bitch.
And the weirdest thing is that it was quiet. The guy was in his unit. He's in there playing video games. We're just a door over.
He was next door.
We flipped.
My god!
We flipped this toilet over. And I mean, it when you pull a toilet off, you smell the drain. It smells like raw sewage.
Oh yeah.
And so it's already pretty ripe in there. But then I'm like, let's flip this thing over. And obviously I didn't even hesitate. That's the weird thing. I had gloves. I was like, all right, this is where it is. So I pulled this thing out, and I'm holding it in my hands, and I
a baby.
I look at it, and I look up at Dom. Both we lock eyes, and then we just both look away from each other while I have this in my hands. And then I'm like, you got a garbage can? And he slides it over there, and it was gnarly. Oh my gosh.
So
should have named it.
So it was too big to break up and have it go down the drain. You had to throw the fucker away.
Well, the weird thing is that he had pushed the head of a drain snake around it or through it. And then when he went to pull the drain snake out, it just pulled right back through the hole that it made through this thing. And so it was literally, I mean, it was gnarly.
That's a dense fucker.
Yeah, it was,
shit, man. I don't think any of our bad days, worst of the week, is going to be any worse than that.
Yeah,
nope.
should have just stayed in the music industry making applies about Breaking Benjamin.
Say moral of the story: do not use baby wipes. Use dude wipes.
Yeah,
or something.
No, dude. A pro tip: even if they say flushable, they're not fucking flushable.
They're not, and that's what I told you.
None of them are flushable.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you really suck at wiping, just take a fucking shower. Get a bidet.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of that, I used one for the first time at
Did you come?
Molly's last weekend. No, but I don't know. It was that first. I feel like when you use it the first time, it is. Sorry, I'm watching the game. I'm so distracted. Twins just scored again.
That fucking bullshit.
It's a visceral experience.
Yeah, the first time I was like, ooh, I was like,
here we go.
Yeah, what's happening here? And then I think the next couple times I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna come.
Yeah, it's happening, dude. I remember the first time I did it. I thought that because the first time I ever used a bidet, it was when I graduated airborne school, and a bunch of the guys I went to school with, we all pitched in and got a presidential suite at some fucking hotel in downtown Georgia. We had a 4-day weekend, or downtown Georgia. I don't know what the fucking city was, but I just remember I walked into the bathroom and there's a toilet and there's another thing next to it, and I'm like, huh, what the fuck is this? You know, there's like a pedal for it and a button, and then I like
They got
push
a
the
pedal?
button.
You can
I
shift
pushed.
gears?
I put it's a manual. It was like the original European one, like most American ones, they have them installed in the shitter, so it just squirts your asshole from the toilet. But the European ones, you have to go to a separate one and squat over it, and it pressure washes your beehole.
But is it
And
like,
like
is it like a tiled floor with like a drain?
no,
Like,
it's just like
or
a
is it
toilet
like,
with no lid. It's like a big oval with no lid, a big
so you just go
porcelain
over there and
oval.
stand over there and get blasted in the
Yeah, you
rear
squat
and-
over it. Yeah, and
I
the
had
first time I
one.
did
I
it,
had-
I pushed
yeah.
a fucking button and I got like a face full of water. I was like, oh fuck, fuck. Oh,
We had one in
I
our
like
house
put
in
my
Italy.
hands over it. In your house in Italy? Really?
Yeah, we had one. It was just like how
Whoa.
Chris described it. It was basically like another toilet.
Do you fill
And
up
did you-
Nalgene with that bad boy, or
Oh,
No.
dude. Strip the paint off the walls with that fucker. So
the
wait,
hose up?
did you use it regularly, Dylan?
No, I never fucked with it.
Oh man. That's because you
No,
dog.
I was gonna say because that's I don't want to do that.
I'm sure.
You're too scared of just exploring, man.
Uh,
All right, I guess we'll see you guys
I'll
later.
probably cut that.
All right, I'm logging off.
I installed one like an Amazon today in somebody's apartment because they didn't know like how to work it. I installed it and I like tested the water pressure, not on my on my person, but on my like I had like a putty knife I tested it on. And I mean those things it's not like a gentle trickle. Those things spray
Yeah.
hard.
Yep.
And I was like, there's gonna be shit all over the walls in this apartment. I'm gonna have to prime all the walls in this bathroom. Like,
Dude, I thought it'd be funnier if you're like, oh, this is pretty nice. Well, might as well drop a deuce in here. I'm in here.
Don't mind if I do.
Might as well christen this bastard.
go
All
for
right,
it.
so that's enough talk about what buttholes in baseball. But I was thinking about the other day, you know, because I don't know about you guys, but it kind of seems like COVID is like, I don't know. I don't want to say over.
Yeah,
and, like,
I was
jump
just
the
gonna
gun
say
and jinx
thing. I don't
thing.
want to right, but I just know
But
what
like
you're
it just
talking
seems,
about.
yeah, it feels kind of like normal again.
Mhm.
But I also feel like the last 2 years, I don't know, has it been 2 years now
Yeah,
since the
Yeah,
whole
dude,
pandemic started?
2 summers ago, yeah.
It feels
2
like
years
the
and a month.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like that whole fucking period is just like a blank
Yeah.
space, like, or not like a blank space, but just like a weird shift in my life happened, you know? So I was thinking like, okay, what did I do? It was like everyone was on vacation for like 2 years and you're at home
Pandemic
a lot.
vacation.
That pandemic vacation. So like we all learned a lot. I mean, at least from in my experience, I learned a lot about like just not like liking or being around people and shit as much. And like, but I just spent a lot of time at home and we just did a lot more stuff at home. And like, we were also outside more and not like in the whole societal view of the way of life. So I was thinking like, what it was your guys' experience on the pandemic?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right. The last 2 years have felt very, obviously, a little gray area. I mean, I'm sure everyone feels like that. But I wanted to, just right off the bat, I remember 2020 was about to end and people were talking about, like, their past year. And, like, you know, all the struggles, because obviously with all the small businesses and stuff, a lot of people, like, even we know personally, like, were affected from their small business. And everyone was saying, like, how shitty the year was, and obviously it was a terrible time, not only with what happened with COVID, but just how we had to live our lives. But I was thinking, like, my 2020 honestly wasn't even that bad, considering that I was fortunate enough to not lose any, like, family members from COVID.
Yeah,
I got engaged in
Right.
2020. Molly and I moved in together, and actually she moved into our parents' house, basically, like right when it started. Because she was going to school at Finlandia, but she was just doing like online classes. So she literally lived at my parents' house for like 2 months. And then that's when we moved to Houghton in June. And that's when I got my first like inside radio job, not just doing sports. So it was like, I don't know, it was a good year for me. But I know
You made it to the big leagues, kid.
a lot of people didn't have good years, but honestly, that time period, like right when it first started in March to about, I want to say May, like March to May in 2020 was like the peak pandemic vacation. And that's when it was like the worst.
Yeah.
And that was honestly, like, I know a lot of people will probably disagree, but it was actually kind of badass.
I thought it was pretty dope, dude.
It's like when the power goes out at school.
Yes,
exactly.
Like
It's like you're like,
scared.
oh shit, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
You're scared and you're just like, oh, gotta isolate. You know, like it was almost like it was a fucking game, just like in It's Always Sunny when they are quarantining in the bathroom because they're all withdrawing, but they thought they're sick. And Charlie was like, "Oh, I want to come in here. It's fun playing quarantine." And that episode was like from 2012, so like they hit it on the head there.
Oh yeah,
like
dude.
It literally was like fun to like be afraid and stay home, and because obviously we live in a small town. And speaking of Ontonagon, they were the last county to get a case. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah, I do remember.
It was like
Spread
all
out.
over the news, like
I was like
on
watching the
MLive.
map, like hold on.
Like MLive every week would post like, or every day I should say, they would post like the county map and all the case numbers. And Ontonagon was at 0 probably until like November of that year, and then they finally like got a case. So like no one really cared. They cared, but they didn't care that much in Ontonagon. But obviously it was cold and like not much you can do.
You were already in,
so,
you're already inside.
All the bars were closed, so no one did anything outside.
Yeah,
and, like, no one got it that way. But it was like I said, it was fun, just like hiding in a way.
Well,
Molly and I were waking up playing Yahtzee like every morning. I'd crack a fucking beer at like noon. Like, oh, what are we gonna do today? Like, Zoom with you guys. Like, we started Zooming.
Category.
That was the best thing that ever fucking happened. Was doing Zoom.
That was awesome. Yeah, because we honestly,
which probably helped spur this.
Right, and I think
so too.
COVID was good for us because we wouldn't like talk to each other like all that much. Like in person, obviously it's different, but we're like communicating with each other like almost every night. Not every night during the pandemic, but like once a week, and that was way more than we did.
Dude, I don't know about
besides like Snapchat and stuff.
Right. And I don't know about you guys, but like before COVID happened, I feel like we were all doing like our adult things and like not talking as much.
Yeah.
It just seems like COVID started and then we all got like immediately closer. So I don't know if that's just like, oh fuck, I'm bored. Where's my homies at? Or was it kind of like, fuck man, this really makes me want to take a step back and think about the people I really care about and want to like talk to more. Because we live all over the place, you know.
Dylan, what's your angle?
Well, mine was a little bit more interesting. A little bit different too, obviously, because like I didn't lose my job or anything like that, and basically, I'm just trying to remember. Like you said, it's really gray, and like honestly. And I mean, the start of it, we didn't go to work for like a month, I think.
We got COVID.
Yeah, we got COVID too.
Oh, that's right. You guys have gotten it more than once, haven't you?
No, I only got it once.
Oh, just once? Oh, okay. Did you, Chris? Did you get it ever?
I don't want to.
Documented?
I don't want to answer because I don't want to jinx it, dude.
Yeah,
I haven't got it. I haven't gotten it
at
yet.
this point. I feel like all the strains coming forward are going to be like not a big deal.
I feel like I got
it really bad though. But like I was saying, we got off work for like it was like 3 weeks, I think, almost a full month of like literally like they will only tell us to come into work every now and then to do something. But they were like, yeah, just work from home, essentially. Obviously, we're still getting paid, so unlike a lot of people in the country like that weren't getting money. All this type of shit. Like we were kind of getting the lucky end of the stick, I guess, for once in our lives. You know, we were still getting paid during the pandemic, even though we weren't working.
That's nice. You guys got stimuluses too, right? Like everybody else.
I mean, a lot of people got stimmies, dude. Like it was like anyone that didn't make over like 100,000 a year got stimulus.
Yeah, just
Right. I just didn't know
as
if soldiers got it like as part of their fucking
Yeah.
pay or that's
Yep.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
All right, Aaron,
Dude,
you can go. Oh, what were you gonna say, Chris?
Oh, I was just gonna agree with Dylan that like it was the same thing for me that like I just kept kind of working because I never really dealt with people during the time that COVID was really like spiking because I was just delivering propane, so I never really talked to people anyways. So everyone's like hanging out at home and I'm like fucking working still. God damn it, dude. I wish I was fucking on unemployment hanging out, you know.
All right. So my experience with the pandemic, I mean, I had a lot of, it sucks because there's a lot of terrible, terrible things going around and all this ridiculous news one way or the other. But I just remember being at the beginning of it. I remember being on like the last major festival in the country. It was like it was like March 20th or the weekend before. We were out at this festival in Florida, and I was sitting at like the hotel bar with some guys, and we saw like, oh, the US to like shut down like the government and like shut down like the country, you know, next week. And I had, you know, and at first we were like drinking beers. We were like, yeah, right. Like this isn't gonna happen because they, you know, they had like shut down like Congress or whatever. There was like a pseudo strike, like, you know, there was like a stalemate on something, and I was just like, okay, there's no way they're gonna shut down the whole country. And then we fly back, and we get back to and that was like on the weekend. Then we get back like Tuesday or Monday or something after the show, and the owner of the company walks up and he's like, so apparently this is real. You guys are all going home for a couple weeks. Like, we'll see how this goes. And I remember like leaving work that day and I was like, I knew that grocery stores were going to be slammed. People were going to like freak out. So I was like, I obviously added to the problem because I was like, well, I'm not going to be in my house without like food or booze for that matter. Like for a couple weeks. So I was just like, all right, I'll go to the store. I remember it just being like chaos to start. And
this place is on fire.
And it's just like so like the first little while it was just like, oh, okay, I guess, you know, we're home. Like I didn't like think twice about it. I was just like, all right, whatever, this will be a couple weeks off, which was kind of welcomed at that point because I had been working like, you know, over 80 hours a week, like out on shows, whether or not I'm like actively working or I'm like traveling and stuff. So I was like, all right, sweet, like let's do it. And you know, like the quarantine period goes by, like the shutdown, and then people start going back, and then it just like gets worse and worse and worse. And eventually it was just like, okay, music is not coming back for a long time. And I was like, you know, the unemployment thing wasn't like a thing. I was like, I'm not gonna have to go on unemployment. Like we'll figure it out here. And then it was just like, nope, apply for unemployment. And I was like, okay. And then I started getting unemployment, and I was like, okay, this is like a real thing here. And I'm like trying to figure out like what to do with myself. Meanwhile, all of us like music industry dudes were just like, a couple of the dudes had like parents with pools, so we were just like chilling out at the pool, like unemployed, like, oh, work will come back soon, like we'll be out on a show before we know it. And we're just like grilling brats, drinking Coronas around a pool for like a handful of months. And then I was just like, we just like started, you know, we're like bocce ball out in a park because we could like be outside and there was like no real curfew. And so we're just like out and about and just like hanging out. Like it was like this never ending like party. And then
That's
I ran into
cool.
and then eventually after like 6 months of that, I ran into a buddy whose dad owns an orchard, and he's like, hey, come out and help out. Like if you're just sitting around. And I was like, all right, sure. So I did like the orchard thing for a while. I worked that was so 2 summers ago. And then eventually, you know, like unemployment dried up, and I was like, all right, I'm not helping out at the orchard anymore. So then I ended up working at Amazon, and that was like a huge disaster.
Your worst
Everything that you read
worst of the year.
Yeah, worst of the past 5 years of my life. And so like that happened, and then I knew after the first week of Amazon, I was like, I can't do this. Like I got to get a different job, which then leads me to my job now, and I haven't moved since. I just passed a year there, so it's just like. But looking back, it was just all a blur. Like, you know, we talked about, like, you guys had mentioned that we like all got together on Zoom and stuff, and that was. I remember that being awesome. Like, we're literally like nothing to do. We're all just like, you know, whatever, hanging out on Zoom for like 4 hours every week or every couple weeks.
A couple of times too. I got fucking like almost blacked out drunk like when we were doing that. Like one night, I remember
I did black out.
Maybe one or two nights. I just remember getting fucking destroyed. Like at one point, I was just like, "Holy shit!"
We should have recorded that, man.
Playing categories online.
Yeah, dude, I got demolished on those. I got absolutely demolished.
But like the big thing, like when I look back at it now, I really think like just like an overwhelming sense of like being alone, like being like out. Like I have roommates. Like I hung out with my roommates the whole time, but I still felt this like emptiness. I was just like, I just had no direction.
Mm-hmm.
It was really weird, and I found out to be like really bad for me. And so
it can be harmful, man.
And that's another reason why, like, when I worked at the Orchard, that was so helpful. Even though we were just like, we'd work and then, you know, go to the bar, have drinks after. But it was just like, it was just so bizarre. And then I remember like the first time I went in like a shopping mall after post pandemic or pre-post pandemic. And there was just like, you could wear a mask if you wanted to. And I remember like, I haven't been sick since before the pandemic. Like I haven't, like I never got COVID, but like wearing a mask so much, I was like, holy fuck, this actually works. Like I haven't been sick since. Like I haven't had a head cold, no, like I haven't like thrown up or anything like that. No fever, nothing throughout the whole thing. But then I remember that when I went to that mall and I could just like, when I was in that mall without a mask, and some people were still wearing masks and stuff, or probably half of them were. And I just remember like smelling people's like BO and cologne and like dust from just like people, you know, people kicking up dust and stuff. And I was like, I might just wear a mask, like, because like people are just disgusting. Like,
yeah, dude. Like I was like China, dude. You're just wearing a mask because
just the amount of like I smelled in that day. I was like, this is actually gross. All these people in this one place in a confined space. It's just too much.
I remember when masks were the thing to do, and I wore it. I didn't complain or anything. And then when they were like starting to not be used, I continued to use mine just because I liked like the anonymity of
anonymity,
ammunition
see an enemy
of going into the store and just kind of being anonymous. Like no one really knows it's me. And that's exactly. Yeah. That's if I'm, at the, in Ontonagon or something. But I'm talking about when I was like in Houghton, or if I go somewhere, like just feeling that like comfort that you can go into the store, because we all know seeing people we know.
Everybody on the ground.
It sucks.
Everybody like, get on the ground. No one's gonna recognize who you are.
So it was. I don't know. I like
it's game time,
I like that,
motherfucker.
and I think that's why I wore it the most, because I could, instead of gotta go to Walmart. Hopefully, I don't see 100 people that I know.
Mm-hmm.
I could just walk in and just be like, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" You don't know who I am.
Yeah,
you don't know
dude.
who I am.
Yeah, COVID made it really easy to tell people to fuck off. Like, hey, I don't want to talk to you. Man. I'm sorry.
Like, 6 feet.
I'm good, bro. Get the fuck away from
me, man. I can't stay here too long.
Yeah.
Get the coronavirus.
I also remember it being like that summer. It was like coming around to 4th of July time, and everyone's like, "Oh, don't travel!" Like, and I felt kind of bad at first, and actually, like, the first time I came up, my parents were worried. They're getting older, and health problems and stuff, and I was like, no, it's cool. I'll come up and I'll just stay in the garage. So I literally slept
I
3 nights on an
remember
air
that.
mattress in my garage because my parents are like, they're like, just stop it. Like, come inside. Like, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Like, get over it. And I was like, no, I
Yeah.
don't, because like the fear got to me, and
Dude, still kind of fun though. Sleep in the garage.
and after,
you know?
oh yeah, went through my dad's old CD collection and all this stuff. But
Pretty
then
nice.
I think, and that was
The Bob
for,
Seger discography.
yeah, I think that one was for a funeral in the spring. But then for the next time I came up was in the summer, and Amelie and I went up there, and Amelie like still was working because she could work remote, and I was just like totally off. And it was like me, Tony, Amelie, and Molly just at the beach.
And my
Yes.
dad,
It's
I
nice.
just saw, I was looking at a picture on my phone of my dad in the tube with one of the beers.
Yeah,
And it's just like blue sky, like, oh, yeah.
just floating 5 feet offshore. The
Ugh.
lake temperature was like 75 degrees.
Yep.
And it was just like, we were just outside. I was like, all right, pandemic vacation. Here it is. And
Dude.
I hadn't got like a real break other than like, holidays in like 5 years. Like I'd never taken like a vacation, like a destination vacation other than going home. So I was just like, all right, well, hanging out outside the UP for a week. Like,
Dude.
I'm not going to get this any other time in the industry. So
Yeah, man. I remember, dude, I just remember like not enjoying like being at like a mall and shit like that after COVID. Like it wasn't just because of COVID. It was just like, oh, I don't have to do this anymore. Like remember when we were in Ann Arbor having one of our kids, it was like a fucking wasteland down there, like shut down.
Oh yeah.
And like we were staying in this hotel for like 2 weeks and we had to get like our temperature checked at the door. And then the Gestapo would escort you to the fucking elevator. And then I just remember like the last day we were like coming back to the UP and I was like, let's go to the mall. Like, let's go like spend some money, get our mind off things and go to the mall. And it was just like packed with people. And I'm just like, oh, I don't like this shit.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Seriously, that's how I feel at like going to the bars. I mean, it's different when like you're with,
yeah, that
like,
too.
You're like doing something for a special occasion and like you're with your friends and stuff, but I enjoyed not going to the bars when COVID was a thing and when they were shut down. And then going back, I was just like, yeah, I could totally not come here again.
Yeah, dude.
Except for that one time that we played a show mid-pandemic.
Yeah,
at like
VFW. Yeah.
The VFW blew the lid off the joint. It was like 85 degrees in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! But that felt weird. I felt like some regret about that because I was like, there's no telling how many like old vets are like croaking right now.
You guys collectively killed 40 dudes.
I know, that's what we were saying. That's funny. We could make, I mean, it's not funny because people actually do die. And again, I'm fortunate enough to not have anybody in my family pass away from it. But we did make several jokes that after that night, like, oh, Ontanogan's gonna just
and that's
hot
that's
spot.
That's
you,
part
Tony.
of like,
fuck you.
That's part of like that's part of like freedom though, to an extent. Like you literally like you can't keep people like if it's going to be legal to some extent to have a public place open and people show up at their own will, like they should know the inherent risks.
Right. Yeah, and they did. It's not like they show up, they get it, and they're like, "What? I got COVID? How could I get COVID?
Fuck.
I was only at a bar with 100 people at it."
The vaccine.
So and not to like shy away from all the horrible stuff that happened, but it's our own perspective. This is an opinion podcast. We don't care.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Fucking Tigers are on a 4-game losing streak, dog.
Dude, and the Guardians are on a 5-game losing streak.
Oh,
and the White Sox are just on a 7-game losing streak. And the Twins are on a 6-game winning streak. It's perfect.
What's KC at? It's like 11-game losing streak.
I don't know. Our division's so fucking trash, though.
So bad.
Like that's why I
so
won't
bad.
ever like brag about anything because the AL East is literally the worst by far, the worst division in baseball. I totally had to edit this. It's the AL Central, not the East.
Ugh, you're wrong.
So Tony, you were talking about being blacked out during a Zoom call with us just for fun, and I think we're gonna do a draft. I think we're gonna do a draft for the top names for being under the influence.
This is really, really good, and this is gonna be a lot of fun because we have, I feel like, awesome words where they'll make sense. If you haven't heard them before, it'll probably make sense, but I guarantee if there's listeners that listen to this and find one that they don't know, I guarantee they're going to start saying it because I'm telling you, I guarantee every single one of our picks is just fun to say.
I have a list of almost 30 in front of me, so
I have a pretty good list too. So we'll do a snake draft, and Chris, we have determined the order. Chris, you're gonna go first. I'm gonna go second. Dylan's third, and Aaron's fourth. So, and we'll do top three, and this will be a snake draft. So I'll explain once it happens. So Chris,
Okay.
you have one and one. You have one of one. You have the number
All
one
right.
pick in the draft.
The number one draft pick is Greased.
All right. That's good.
I knew you guys were gonna fucking be mad about that one because I knew Aaron was probably gonna say
It
it.
was definitely.
I got a couple more
It
up my
was
sleeve.
definitely on my list. All right. So that was a very good one of one. You didn't blow that at all. I'm going to go next, and the second pick has to be lasered. For me, it's gotta be lasered.
I knew it.
I'm fucking lasered, dude. It's gotta be. I'm like Aaron. I have a huge list in front of me, so it was a hard decision to make, but I have to go with lasered.
Okay, Dylan.
I'm gonna say waxed.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Good.
I didn't even
Good.
think of that one, dude.
Good. That was very good.
Damn, bro.
I gotta add that to my list, dude.
I'm writing all these
Using
down.
that one.
I'm writing all these down too, so we can go over it after.
Okay, I'm writing them down too. All right, so mine, I'm gonna go. It's just the first round, and I think you guys aren't gonna get to my second round here. So I'm gonna go with Cranked.
Cranked. That's a good one.
Damn it,
I missed
dude.
that one.
Dude, nice.
That wasn't on my list. That is fucking really good.
Fuck.
That is really good. So Aaron, it's Snake. So you have we're coming right back around to you.
All right, my next one. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. So I'm gonna pull out a Ryan Kuipinen. This is like a bit of, this is probably like a fourth, maybe fifth rounder, but I'm taking him early. And I've never heard anybody say this before other than Ryan, being absolutely mangled.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
That's good.
I've heard that. I've heard mangled.
Very
you
nice.
probably said it. All right, so Dylan, goes to Dylan.
A little sauced up.
Sauced up.
Sauced up. Solid choice.
Very nice. Very nice.
That was on my list.
I didn't even think of that one, dude.
I'm gonna go with
Wait, it's my pick.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, wait a minute, Chris.
Fuck,
God
dude.
damn it,
I'm
Chris.
fucking fuck, dude.
Looking. Dylan had a good with waxed. I had waxed. I like waxed.
Wax is a good one. I've used wax a few times.
Hey, no table talk. All right.
I might be able to save it for the third round. So I'm gonna go with this is the ones that I love saying. I say it all the time. And this might
I think I know what you're about to say.
I think you might. And I don't know if anyone else is gonna know this, but I'm telling you, it's so fun to say when you're drunk. But I am just absolutely goosed right now.
Goose. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it, dude. literally had it written before you said it.
Dang, dude.
Shit.
Well, that I was gonna say another one that also was in the same realm of goosed, but I think I'm gonna save it or maybe
this your
just
pick?
scrap it.
Is this your
No,
pick?
I'm going with pickled.
Pickle. That's on my
Knew it,
list.
dude.
That's
I
on my
had that on my
list. That's
list.
on my list. That is good.
Oh my
Shit.
gosh.
All right. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just see how far we can go here. See how many rounds we can
Yeah,
get
let's just
through
keep
before
going.
we. So, Chris, right back to you. Round 3.
Okay.
Just another pick.
I'm going with tuned up.
Tuned up. Oh,
Ooh.
solid.
That's sneaky.
I don't know if I have one, but feel free to tell me that we don't use it in the way that I'm trying to say it. But I know.
Tony's turn.
Oh yeah, it's Tony's turn.
I was gonna
My
say
bad.
so. If it was one that I didn't know, I would have allowed it.
No, you're good. My bad, bro.
Now, this one I have to give a shout out to Dallas Aho because I think he may have been the one that got this onto me. But Chris, your pickled was very good. I think pickled was gonna be my third rounder. But
Thanks, man.
No
table talk.
think my pick is gonna have to be buckled.
Oh, that's a really good one. I really like buckled. I've heard you say that a couple times.
I think I heard that from Dallas back in the old camp party days.
Buckled, like buckled in.
All right, Darvin it.
That's sneaky.
Oh no.
Dude, did we tell that story, Aaron? Or no? I don't think we have. Dylan,
I don't.
I
think
love you, Dylan.
That's Dylan. Yeah, that's gonna be something. Oh my
Whether
gosh.
it's this episode or I think that actually might be one of our main topics. Is
Just go on the Google Drive and just write Darv.
Yeah. I got
do
it
that right now.
underlined. I got it underlined and starred here.
Darv.
episode
so that's-
8 is just gonna be named Darv.
That's a good
Alright,
episode name.
It's on to me, and I am gonna go. Let's see here. I think it's like the last. I got another Ryan Kuipinen one. I'll save that for later if we're gonna keep going. But for right now, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Dickard.
Ah, nice. Oh, wow,
That
fucking
might be.
Dickard.
I think that was Chris that told me that.
I think
not
I've
sure.
used Dickard. Might have.
All right, Aaron.
Probably don't remember.
Right back to you, Aaron.
All right, I'll pull out the other Kipes one right
You can
now.
go. Yeah, I might only last 4 rounds here. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I might have 5 in me.
So I'm gonna go with another buddy here. I'm gonna phone it into Ryan. He one time said to me, "Dude, I just worked 2 weeks straight on call. I'm getting absolutely Russell Crowe Passion of the Christ crucified tonight."
Oh my god!
Crucified.
That's gold star.
So crucified at the shortest.
And Russell Crowe wasn't in the Passion of the Christ either.
I know that is that's one of the funniest things to me.
Oh
It's like
my
a Mel
gosh.
Gibson film.
That was Tom Cruise, you fucking idiot.
It wasn't even Tom Cruise.
I know, dude.
That is good. That is good. Definitely saving that one.
All right, now it goes down to
me?
Dylan.
Interplanetary.
Oh, good
Oh,
one.
man.
Good one.
Interplanetary.
All right. Now, this is just a good one to fall on. You know, if you're really drunk and just an easy way to go out, but I am just absolutely destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we can say a few really easy ones.
I mean,
Solid
yeah.
pick.
Yeah. And no one said, like, the easy ones, but those are, like,
Yeah,
I'm not going to pick the low.
Those aren't any fun.
right.
I'm not going to pick...
You were drunk last night.
You were wasted last night,
Yeah,
dude.
you were fucked up.
I was smashed, bro.
So I think destroyed is like right on that teetering.
Yeah.
Like, is it?
The cusp on
Yeah,
the cusp of.
is it original or
destroyed.
is it not?
I don't know. Destroyed, demolished. It's all good. I'd take destroyed.
I'll allow it.
So
What do you got, Chris?
Chris,
Oh, I'm going
round
with
4,
a
pick 3.
John
4.
Shiner classic. John Shiner classic. Don't go getting all gooned up tonight.
Oh my god! How did I forget that?
And we-
Oh,
I did forget that.
and then we proceed to get absolutely lambasted.
There you go.
That was my
That's
that was
round
my
5.
snake.
That was good.
That was
That
my
was good.
second pick. Yeah.
Land-based it. All right,
Ooh.
shit. So that's a quick turnaround. So this might be my last one, and I say this a lot with my friends from Houghton, like Kyle Cartnan and Cetar. I don't know if they'll listen, but
Your friends from Monsonogan who are Houghton transplants
right,
with you.
right. But I have to go with bunked.
Bonk.
Now,
I like that one.
Let me just throw you the backstory. We used to play Mario Golf like all the time, and one night I forgot who did it first. It might have been Molly, but I'm not sure. It was Molly. Okay, she just yelled. She went bunker to bunker and then got a birdie. So we were like, holy fuck, she just went bunk to birdie. So we started saying bunk to birdie, and then all of a sudden, I don't know how, just our personalities, when anything like was bad or wrong or like fucked up, we said, oh, that's fucking bunked. That's bunk. And then one night, Cetar, we were drinking, and he was fucking good and cranked. He was like,
you used another one.
No, Aaron picked that one.
Oh.
He looked at me and he was just wasted, and he was like, dude, I gotta go home. I'm fucking bunked. And we all just started laughing, and then like ever since then, I use it probably, once a month when I get bunked. I'm just kidding.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And that might have to be my last one. I'm not sure. But Dylan, back to
Yeah.
you.
Little liquored up.
Liquored up.
Oh, yeah.
Liquored up. That's another like safe.
Which brings us to
play.
a nice combination is liquored and dickered.
Well, Aaron has dickered.
All right, if this is my last one. Oh, let's do a list here.
Hell, dude, my camera's frozen.
All right, this one is not overly commonly used, I feel like, but it's actually the first one I wrote down, which is torched.
Oh man.
And I can give the full list that I have written down, like at the end of this. If we're done here, if we want to go for another round.
I think I might be up. I don't. If I can just make one up on the fly, but if you and Chris want to have a drunk off,
I got a couple.
All right, well, back to back. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, I've got blasted,
Torqued,
pissed up,
tilted,
lit,
smashed,
plastered,
inebriated.
hammered.
That's all I got.
I got zapped, 2 sheets to the wind,
Oh.
toasted, under the table, blitzed, dock-eyed, which might have been a John Shiner, sloshed, wrecked, and loose.
Oh man.
The only one I had on my list was I had what did I have?
I just thought of a good one,
did you
man.
say toasted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had that one. I also had trashed, but that is also
Nice.
like could be annihilated. Did we say annihilated?
No, nobody did.
Yeah, I had annihilated.
We also didn't.
I have
we didn't
hosed
say housed either.
or housed. Yeah,
Housed. Yeah.
housed or hosed.
Housed. Shithoused.
Shithouse, yep.
Yeah, shit house is a good
That
one.
is really good. That is a good one. So running
Wow.
down our list.
I've definitely used shithouse quite a few
Yeah,
times.
for sure. For sure. I can't believe I forgot that one.
So Chris's lineup, he had greased, pickled, tuned up, gooned, and lambasted.
Yeah.
I had lasered, goosed, buckled, and destroyed. Aaron had cranked, mangled, crucified, dickered, and torched. Aaron, you have a good list. Yeah, very nice.
Dylan
Dylan had waxed, which waxed was a very sneaky. Waxed, sauced up, darv, liquored up, and interplanetary, which is also a fantastic pick. And then Chris, you had greased, pickled, tuned. Well, I already said that. Tuned up, and lambasted. Those are good.
Dude,
Those are really good.
Dude, I have a great idea, dude. Fucking, we should pick the favorite of each of ours, and then do a
each
Twitter
round.
Yeah, and then do a Twitter poll to see which one's the best one. But just put it on your Twitter because we don't have anyone following our Twitter. We don't have our podcast on Twitter yet. But just put it on yours and see which one's the best.
We're gonna do that for sure. I lost one here. Oh,
dude, fuck! I had another good one too. Oh, I just thought of one as you were talking about it. You know how fucking walleye, like their fish are facing in the opposite direction, just constantly.
Mm-hmm.
You can just say I'm fucking wall-eyed right now.
Oh, their eyeballs.
Yeah.
You're saying?
Yeah. Just two fucking lazy eyes wasted.
All right, that is perfect.
So best out of the first round: greased, lasered, waxed, and cranked.
You guys get to vote. I don't get to choose.
I really like cranked.
I feel like greased is so. Greased and cranked are both very well. Lasered too. I can't even pick one.
I know, honestly, like we say these so often, and they're like I'm telling you, it's so fun saying all of these. Like sometimes I want to get fucked up just to say that I'm fucking lasered.
I feel like
you know it is a really good one too, but it's more for marijuana. But Frosted Flakes, Aaron.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Frosty.
Don't even get me started. We could go on and on about fucking pot names.
I think I have to go with lasered. Because
I was gonna go with yours with cranked.
I just think lasered is very like unique, and it's got dual purpose like for our marijuana using friends. Lasered is like a more common. I feel like would be more likely to be a marijuana related thing.
Yeah.
But I think I gotta go with lasered because it's very unique. Cranked and greased are just like there's a reason they both went in the first round.
Yeah.
Like that and waxed too. That's like I feel like I've said that more to Dylan than I had either of you guys, but I don't remember.
Second round, I like mangled, but I have to go with Chris's pickled. That pickled is so funny. Oh my god!
I feel like that was you too, Chris. That started saying that.
I heard it from some fucking teenager at work. He was like one of these teenagers that we had painting for us. Yeah. And I didn't show up to work one day, and he's like, "Chris, are you coming to work, or were you too pickled last night?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck is this 15-year-old?" Oh my god, that's a good fucking
and I have heard once again. I gotta go back to Ryan. He has said like, "Oh, I'm out pickling my liver right now."
Oh my god, that's good.
That's good.
Hilarious.
Man,
which I thought was very creative.
And then,
all right, so we'll go with pickles.
I would have. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I mean, it's not even my horn I'm tooting. It's more Dallas's. But I really like buckled.
I like buckled. Yeah. I'm voting buckled.
Buckled at the knees.
Dickered is really, really good too. It's very
little
very
obscure
close,
though.
Very close. And then
Darvin it. We'll have to get to the Darv stories.
Yeah, definitely.
We've all Darved it. Some more Darv stories are more prolific, but
And then interplanetary, I pick for the third round, and then
I'm gonna go gooned up on the third round.
yeah, and then out of the fourth round, I think I have to go with torched.
Yeah, torch is
Lambasted
nice.
is good too, though.
Dude, we didn't say lit either. Lit is just
I think I mentioned that in my list, my like long list.
Yeah,
at
you
the
guys
end,
said
but
it in your
that's like the
drunk off.
classic. But
yeah, I'm lit as fuck right now.
Well, I think that is going to do it for episode 7.
That's it, fellas.
So continue listening. If you want to listen about the Darv story, that is coming very, very soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will talk to you guys next time. Thank you.
No, you know what? Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
I saw a dude. There was a dude ripping fucking pills in the back room one time.
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
oh yeah, side story. Remember when we drug all the equipment out of the basketball court behind that place and blew the lid off the town?
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour. Penguin! It was Penguin! Nice! Another perfect round. Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
Distinctively remember getting thrown to the ground when that first one blew up.
Thanks for listening.